and the stalkers. Not too many stalkers die, of course. They are armored, but they're spread out. Nani might even be able to take out a notable amount of the forces of MorroW, but I doubt it's enough, because there are so many hydras and roaches in the base.
More than double the food.
The food count, yeah, pretty ridiculous. GG by Naniwa, as expected. And game 1 goes to MorroW, as we will go on with the rest of the series. Pretty soon.
That was absolutely gorgeously played by MorroW. If you didn't know why I loved this kid before, you should see now, because that game was amazing. He played really just perfectly. His macro was just out of this world. He does play kind of ret style, tries to be as greedy as possible with those drones and expanding as much as possible. Naniwa just really was not aggressive enough. You know, you need to be aggressive against, especially a player like MorroW early on, because he did not put on any pressure and just let him kind of expand freely on the map. So he had, so many bases on him, while MorroW in the meantime was being great and being aggressive and not letting him get to that death ball by just continuously sniping his third base. He could have actually maxed out on 2 base and tried to push out then, but without the third base, without ever maxing out, pushing out was just not good. He should have been trying to snipe creep tumors the entire time while avoiding engagements. But that creep spread
man,
won the game for him.
Yeah, indeed. Okay. I hope the Skype volume is fine. Looks like you were a bit loud, but I fixed it on my end. I hope it's fine now. Just tell us, guys. It is appreciated. Any feedback is appreciated. Guys, are all of you having lag problems, or is it like completely fine for some of you? Because if there's one out there who has like a smooth stream, then it isn't my end. So please give some feedback on the lag. So I'm saying 100% fine, need some more. Guys, no lag. Fine for me. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Apologies for the replay casting. It is much better for the players to not have to worry about lag issues.
Yep, it can be a bit awkward for us if we get out of sync, but it's just the thing. It's just the thing that we, like the players, have to get a good environment, and that's why we do it. No reason to apologize even, it's just kind of common sense. So let's load up the next replay, since we have settled most of the stuff. I'll open up replay number 2.
I'm ready.
I'm almost ready. It's Terminus. Yeah.
I love this map. I liked it a bit more before, the changes to the third, but absolutely really love this map. Sorry about the Justin TV lag. It is a bit crazy for Europeans, I hear.
Let me just settle one more thing, and then we can go.
I do believe they actually have plans to upgrade the servers significantly sometime this month or the next, though. So you might see it getting better soon. And there are no spoilers. I actually have no idea how this series ends, so I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, indeed. Me neither. Okay. I'm ready. Turning down the music. We can go into game number 2. Hope you guys are ready as well. MorroW with the lead, and we're gonna start on Terminus Re in 3, 2, 1, go. MorroW in the 6 o'clock, and his opponent Dignitas Naniwa in the 9 o'clock. Same colors, same players, and this is going to be very nice. Have you seen many PVZs on this map already? Because I have to be honest with you, I kind of missed out on watching too much GSL lately.
The majority of there has been a lot of TVZ and TVP on this map actually. A few PvPs, but I really haven't seen too many ZVPs. So I'm kind of excited. Late game, I hope we get to see High Templar, because if it does go into late game, which I hope it will, with MorroW's macro, you know, we could definitely see some exciting Templar action. Of course, really, High Templar were what killed MorroW in that 7th TSL qualifier against Prey Night End on Shakura's Plateau, so we'll see if he learns how to deal with them better if it does go into that. Perhaps he will go once again for the Colossus Void Ray Deathball, however. Maybe we should talk about this map and how amazing it is.
We definitely should.
Yeah, there's a single choke covering 3 bases. The 3rd base does only have 1 gas. Regardless, that is pretty much 3 free bases, very easily defendable in the early game. It's pretty much impossible to do any rushes, like a 2-racks rush, because it's such a huge map that it takes forever to scout. And, you know, if you screw up your rush and go to the wrong place, then really, by the time you get to the opponent's actual base, there won't be much damage.
Yeah, indeed, and note that the 1 gas at the 3rd base is a rich Vespine geyser, so it is only 1 gas, but it does return, you know, more gas, just like gold minerals. And there is that little supply depot, which also makes blocks off the ramp impossible. It can be destroyed, so if you want to block 10 minutes into the game, go ahead, but it might not be too effective, so that's just the thing. And we see both players, I think, opening relatively standard. MorroW very safe, even on such a map, not going for a 15 hatch. I think he does the 14-14 pretty much every game. Got a little bit of gas, you know, left over. Didn't pull out quite in time, might have said wrong. But yeah, I think he just likes it safe. I guess he knows Nani and his aggressive style, so can't blame him really.
Your overlay is still up.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we just tried to tell you in about 15 different ways, I think.
I didn't grab the chat, so excuse me.
Yeah, I did message you just now, but anyway, yeah. It's fixed now, okay.
I know. I'm not used to it. Excuse me, guys.
Anyway, Nani is actually not taking advantage of the awesome map where he could just kind of wall in a bit and take a fast expand. He's actually getting a very early double gas. Could be going for a Stargate play. Drone does see the double gas. MorroW should know that something is up. There's probably going to be some good tech early on, so he should be preparing for this. Expecting an early second, or expecting an early 3rd queen again. Creep's run on this map is really good, especially if he does plan to do Hydra play, since they are extraordinarily slow and would just take, 30 minutes to get across the map without creep.
Yeah, indeed. Again, I feel bad, sorry, but yeah, the overlay thing. Okay, anyways, yeah, I mean MorroW, of course, that 3rd queen, I think pretty standard in his play, and I have a feeling it should be for every Zerg, basically, because with a 3rd queen, you can just spread the creep so ridiculously fast. MorroW now spreading out some Zerglings to all the Watchers, gaining the map control. There is a probe by Nani hanging around, somehow MorroW knows, and he's actually gonna grab that probe. That probe might have been in for some shenanigans, but it's gonna be taken out right now. Good map awareness by MorroW, and Naniwa is just gonna throw up his Nexus right now. Quite late for a 3-gate expand, but I guess he wants to get a lot of probes out early so he can saturate his 2nd base very well.
Nani is once again going for the very safe 3-gate expansion. He could afford to be a bit more risky, especially with the map distances, but he decided he would be safe anyway, instead of, really falling for any kind of speedling early pressure, which could be possible since it does take a bit to wall up this fairly big choke. There are 2 Zerglings coming in. He does see the huge number of sentries, actually. So definitely going to get some roaches out to defend soon. As we can see, while sentries are extremely powerful in that force fields can cut the army in half and do a lot of damage, once they do run out of energy, roaches can clean them up very easily since they have very little HP. He does put down 2 spine crawlers. MorroW is really good about putting down spine crawlers. Spine crawlers often really just won the game for him by delaying any pushes against his expansions long enough for him to defend them. The combination of the spine crawler delay and creep spread actually really helps MorroW to just get to his expansions as soon as possible if they are attacked. So he doesn't really lose as many as we often see other players do when, you know, they get their expansions sniped by Terran or Protoss, very mobile balls of Stalkers or barracks units.
Very true. And MorroW already gearing up for his third, taking it right now. Nani making a little move here with only sentries and Zolts. That's obviously very risky. If, you know, your opponent somehow makes a bajillion of Zerglings and you get surrounded in the open, that can be very, very bad, since you cannot afford to basically lose any of those sentries. I mean, one is kind of fine, but more than that can't really be happening. A lot of creep already coming from MorroW, and Nani's setting up the pylon, wants to apply some pressure, but he's pretty much just gonna apply some pressure, force MorroW into making some units, and then back out. I think he can't possibly do too much damage right now, and yeah, spine crawls and roaches already, so he's basically not going to do that much at all.
There's plenty of units from MorroW to take care of this if he does actually decide to push in. It might actually not be a good idea because he has the potential to lose sentries here if he doesn't do it right.
Good Guardian Shield though.
Fields, but a good Guardian Shield, yes. He
And
needs to be really
actually,
careful about microing those sentries back. If he loses a ton again, that really is hugely detrimental to his early game. He needs the sentries to stay around so that when he does get Colossus out and more attacking units, they can be great support.
Yep, he lost 2 sentries so far, but he's pretty fine. He has a lot of energy. He can still go in and force field. Spinecrawl is poking ahead, but MorroW was under a little bit of pressure. I mean, he still kept calm, of course. No reason to overproduce. He still, I think, kept droning meanwhile, but he now was forced to make a lot of units, as half of his units got force fielded out and got taken out. So very nice play by Naniwa. Naniwa sticking around on the creep right now, hanging out. You know, MorroW sees that, obviously, with the creep tumors, but it just implies so much pressure, and it is not a nice situation for the Zerg, and might cause MorroW to overmake Zerglings, and as long as Nani is careful, he can still do some damage here.
These force fields are a lot better. The Zealots are doing a ton of damage to the roaches that were trapped, actually. Spinecrawler is doing fairly well, but he is forced to push back, as the Spinecrawlers did do a fair amount of damage. Really cannot push past that choke with those guarding it.
Yeah, I love those engagement from Nani. He did it just right. He lost 3 sentries total. That's completely fine. I mean, it's lost sentries, right? But it's fine. And he did kill a lot of MorroW's army without actually taking significant losses himself. So very well played so far from Naniwa. If you look at the supply, MorroW still ahead. He's just managing to get ahead all the time. I don't know, but it's a very even game. Nani is taking his third, and he's going to be able to sustain that compared to the last game without a doubt, because it's not, you know, it could be dropped by MorroW, but not that likely, as we know. And the Robo is up as well, so he can transition into Colossi just as MorroW right now is getting his Hydra Den up somewhere.
He hasn't dropped a Robotics Bay yet, and right as I say that, he does actually drop it. Hopefully, this time he will roam around with the Observer. He just kind of boost out and take care of some creep tumors, but MorroW, expecting this, has actually moved out onto his creep so that it's much harder. Ooh, he does catch the Spinecrawlers in the middle of trying to burrow, but he does back up before sniping them.
Yep, has to deploy some force fields. Still 4 sentries on the map. Reasonable count, a lot of energy on those, so he can still force field a lot. He has the Watchtower right now. He's standing in this little valley, which can be dangerous since you know, could get sniped from the high ground, but it is fine. And I love how MorroW is moving forward with the spines, and behind that expanding to that middle 3 o'clock. Just very good positional play. With the creep spread, he will be so fine, and he's burrowing right now. Observer sees it though, so there won't be a surprise for Naniwa in this case here.
Of course, his roaches regen incredibly quickly while burrowed, so everything is back to full health. Hydras are coming out soon. He's actually getting wow, I forgot the name of the the overload speed upgrade, rather. Sorry.
Pneumatized Carapace, yes,
yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, he will probably go for drop again, and he's making another round of drones. 11 drones right now. That shall be his last round of drones for the game, most likely, as he will be up to 80. Although MorroW is someone who tends to go up to 90 or even like 100, but that's kind of too much. So from now on he can pump units non-stop, getting the Spire for the Corruptors